Okay. Hello, everybody. Blood Moon Bobby and Penny here. Hello. Yeah. So today we are celebrating my birthday with.
Birthday to you. I'm not gonna sing the whole song.
Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, you actually sang on the stream. Even I don't really do that much. Yeah. So we're gonna play Excite Truck today because it is my favorite launch title for the Wii. You know what's funny? As I say that, when Excite Truck first came out. When the Wii first came out, I wasn't really thinking about, which launch title did I want to get. I didn't even get this game when it first launched. I was just like so enamored by the motion controls that I guess I was just thinking, well, it's got Wii Sports, so I'll be good for a little while. But yeah, do you remember actually the first Wii game we got was Twilight Princess?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we got that even before the Wii itself because it was at that time when it was so difficult to find a Wii. Like if you wanted one, you had to go and like stay in line on particular days. I still remember seeing like the catalogs from Best Buy, and they would say, oh, get your voucher on this day when we have them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so finally playing Excite Truck. I'll get it started as it starts to load up. The funny thing about Excite Truck is that I feel like Excite Truck is like the most underrated Nintendo franchise. Mostly just because, I mean, some people might argue like Mother and Earthbound, but that has a very vocal fan base, and I think that's really awesome. But the Excite series, I don't really hear people talk about much. Yeah, but that's why I really enjoy playing it. I really wish Nintendo would make a sequel. Even though usually Excite games are launch titles, I know the one exception to the rule is Excitebots. I wish that Nintendo and Namco would get together and make like a game that combines the kind of wild nature of Excite Truck with the cars of Ridge Racer. Yeah. Yeah, like you got Mario, like they have like admittedly much more famous characters. In Excite Truck, there isn't really a character. It's just, you pick whatever truck or SUV you want to drive and just go have fun. Yeah, because I think Need for Speed, there's like so many more features. There's even like a story mode in some of the Need for Speed games. Ridge Racer is also kind of launch title-ish, but I think even that franchise like has a bigger fan base. And I like playing Ridge Racer as well. Like you could often find me playing it on my Vita, the PSP version. Yeah. No, if anything, because there's even people who don't like the Wii that say Excite Truck is awesome. So I think it's just that it has that launch title stigma. And it's not exactly when a Nintendo's like AAA franchise like Mario. Like it's not a franchise that like our mom would know. Like she knows what Mario is, but I don't think she's. The only time she would ever think of Excite Truck is I know she didn't want me to get this game because she was worried that the music would give me a headache. But yeah, okay, let's play versus mode. Oh, okay, so choose a country. So I think we'll go based off the difficulties. So maybe we'll start with bronze. Oh, that's the really tricky one. That's like the one even I haven't like beaten that yet. Yeah. So yeah, but since have you played Excite Truck before?
I played it before, but it's been years.
Yeah, I see. So maybe we'll pick start off with one of the bronze courses. You want to pick one? Okay. Well, I think in the bronze difficulty, the Mexico course is one of the first, and I really like playing the courses in Mexico. So let's start with this one. Okay. So yeah, pick your truck.
There was probably one that I used to play on.
Yeah. Let me actually see. There's one that I've actually been doing really well in. And lately I've actually gone back and played many of the courses, and that's how I was able to unlock the Nebula one. I was finally able to get to unlock the Super Excite difficulty. Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of inspired by how you got into, like, the Soulsborne from Software games, despite how difficult they are. And for me, not that Excite Truck is just as difficult, but it's that kind of thing where it's like, hey, I might like have go for trial and error and some difficulty, but I want to see how well I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if people who really got into this game have really think about what kind of jewelry they
Mhm.
get, and
I guess. Oh, I should have told you. Do you know how? Oh, it looks like you're doing well, like with the driving. But do you know the controls? 2 to accelerate, and the D-pad is your turbo.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't want to use the turbo like too much because that'll cause the truck to overheat. Yeah, I learned that recently. That's actually what helped me get through the more difficult courses, is not over-relying on the turbo. So in that respect, it's kind of like Excite Bike for the NES, which, of course, this game is connected to that franchise, where you don't want to depend too much on the turbo. And actually, it's even worse in Excite Bike, because if your bike overheats, you can't actually move. You have to wait for it to cool down. Whereas in this game, if it does overheat, you can still get going, but the truck will be slow. Yeah. So yeah, because I made that mistake a lot when I used to play this as a kid. I would just hit both the 2 button and the turbocharger, but then I go to watch like a gameplay on YouTube, and I notice people are much more careful about using the turbocharger. Yeah. Yeah, so it does that Ridge Racer thing where it's like, if you're taking too long, you gotta, hurry up or the timer's gonna run out. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, because I feel like in a lot of other games, you win a lot. Yeah.
Well, this one I'm sure you played a lot more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll know
I see.
I also like how
Yeah, like when you get the special items and that kind of stuff. Alright, want to do Scotland next? Okay. I really like the music in the Scottish courses. Yeah, so again, bronze. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you also did a good job. I posted that thumbnail you created for the stream on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and those are actually, the trucks in the thumbnail, they're not in the game. They're actually based on 2 real-life trucks. The one that my character is in is the Honda Ridgeline, and the one that Penny's character is in the Ford Bronco. Yeah. And I asked her, what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say.
Well, when you start, you have to use the turbo, or else you're gonna be slow. But when you get into like the meat of the race, I tend to be more careful. And it also helps if you could pull off the jumps, because then did you see there where I got the nice landing?
Yeah.
It'll like give you that sort of like speed boost without the need for using the turbocharger. So if you can, not that I mastered the jumps, but if you could get good at the jumps. And so it looked like I was gonna crash, but it looks like you're getting a lot of stars.
Getting a lot of stuff
And also, just in case you need it, the 1 button is your brake. Yeah. I think this has also been many years since we've done the versus mode in general, because like when I play on my own, I just do the single player, of course. Yeah. And I overheat. Yeah, just play it, maybe get used to it.
If I was more into it,
Well, when we're playing, winning is not the most important thing. As cliched as it is, I think for me, even I forget a lot. Because I get very, I think give myself too much pressure to like get good at games and that kind of stuff. And I think that's why a lot of like people, when I do Q&As, they ask me, have you played, like to date, somebody was asking me, have you played the Yakuza games from Sega? and which I have, and I played a little bit of the remake of the first game, but I never beat it because of all that, self-doubt. Whereas for you, like, you're willing to, like, go through the challenges of playing, like, again, the Soulsborne games, and right now you're getting through Elden Ring, Did you actually pick the same vehicle that I used last time? Oh, I don't think so. Yeah.
Loser. I just saw that.
Yeah, for me, I think the thing I struggled with the most when I first played Excitruck was there were like a bunch of challenge courses, which I don't really want to get into today because like I struggle with them a lot. Yeah, so let's see. More bronze courses. Let's do Canada next. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is one of those courses where if you want to use the brake, that helps because of that curve right at the beginning, and overheated, crashed, yeah, off to a good start. Yeah, and also, oh yeah, going in the water helps cool down your truck. Yeah, it's sort of like those, like there are these certain like pathways in Excitebike where if you ride over them, it cools down the engine of your motorcycle. But yeah, I try to save the turbo more so for like going up hills and that kind of stuff instead of just, using it as much as the gas. Yeah. Oop. God. Oh, so in the versus mode, because in the single player, if you crash, you can mash the 2 buttons so that you can give your vehicle like a nice boost. But in this, it's like if you crash, you just wait for the game to put you back in the race. I see, okay. Hey, crashed. Well, crashed. It's cool. Of course, if you get the POW block, you can easily break through trees. Because if you just do it without the POW block, you're going to crash. Is it kind of interesting to like play this game, or really any of the racing games for the Wii, especially now that we actually drive in real life? Of course, nothing like this, but and it's kind of interesting to compare driving in real life versus like driving in a Wii game where you're moving and control like steering wheel. Yeah. I mentioned this before in like other streams, but I recently like got back into cars. And yeah, because I feel like in a lot of ways, one of our cousins, I'm not gonna say their name in the stream, of course, but I think you'll know which one. I think summed me up well when they said that I'm an idealist and cars were like my first love. Stuff that like I didn't even realize about myself. So I think that's why I really got back into, like the car industry in general. But not just collecting cars, but also being a search engine optimization specialist for a company that like works with a lot of car dealerships. And I do like to follow a lot of like the new cars that come out, especially from like Toyota, Lexus, or Honda. Yeah. And yeah, that was why I asked you to draw a Honda Ridgeline in the thumbnail, because that's like the one truck that if I had the money, I would buy in real life. Since it's not like crazy, like, like a crazy truck with like a huge engine and it's super big. And it also has, I like how there's like a built-in trunk in the bed. And yeah, I mean, I asked you to draw a Bronco since when the new one came out, like, you know, lots of like Ford fans were like super hyped the Bronco's coming back. Yeah. Ooh, let's see. You could just see, yeah. I mean, I get that like sort of like thought too, where it's like, oh crap, I don't think I could beat it. And then it's like, oh, either it goes really well or it doesn't go well. So it's the kind of thing where it's like, you know, well, find out for yourself. Don't just predict. Yeah. So I think there's one more bronze course, the one in Fiji. Yeah. So we give that a try. And then we'll give the silver courses a try. I think I'll go with one of the first ones. It just makes me think of like, you know the PlayStation franchise Motorstorm? I think it's Motorstorm.
I think I know that one.
Because I know in that game, if you crash, you actually see in slow-mo the crash. Yeah. Give you a little truck smash. Remember, in this game, you can also smash up your opponents. Wouldn't it be interesting if Nintendo did arcade games again and they actually made Excite Truck an arcade game with the big steering wheel? Yeah, it's just tricky sometimes because there's a part of me that's like, you know, oh, I don't want to, you know, the opponent get past me, so I'm like, you know, oh, I guess I'll use the turbo. Ooh, crashed into a tree. How nice. Or so you say.
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, shit!
Yep, told you. We need to exchange information. Yeah, I don't think I've played, actually, no, that's not true, I have. It's just that I haven't played this course as much as the other bronze courses. Yeah. The tricky thing about driving in water is you don't want to accidentally, like, fall into the really deep water because then you'll crash.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's mostly the dark parts of the water you gotta watch out for because then you're gonna sink and crash. Just like I did right now. I was hoping to use the turbo, but nope. Okay, now that timing works. Oversteering. You're having oversteer in your truck?
Well, I mean, like, yeah,
I see. Yeah, makes sense. I was watching an IGN review of this game, and I saw that, like, their reviewer was able to get the truck to do, like, a full 360. Still haven't figured out how to do that. I mean, it's like, you just, like, literally spin the controller? Yeah. Yes, you are. It's okay. Yeah, I know when I play the more difficult courses, I sometimes get, you know, no bonus whatsoever.
Yeah.
Do you want to try the silver courses? Alright, did you want to pick first?
Is there any way you can
Let's see. China. But yeah, it takes a lot of practice. I mean, that was how I was able to finally unlock Super Excite, because, you know, we never played Super Excite as kids, because, you know, I was just, you know, using the turbo too much, I guess. In my case, but yeah. Yeah, so in that situation, it's tough, because it's like, you know, the truck's overheating, but I need that turbo to, like, you know, just get over that hill. Drifting pretty well. Kind of surprised, because I usually associate drifting with, like, those, like, sports sedans, or, well, more like sport coupes. You know, like a certain Subaru I keep mentioning, and I crashed. But yeah, you could see there, like, it just dropped me on that hill. That's a case where I basically have no choice but to use the turbo. Nice, both super air and super rings. And it's weird, the main reason I use the brake in, like, racing games nowadays is mostly just because we use the brake in real life a lot, you know? So it's like, you know, oh, I see. Because I think that's why I had some, like, trouble with racing games when we were younger. It's just I never used the brakes and I relied on, like, the turbocharger. Yeah. I mean, like, over-relying on that stuff, it's like if a real-life sports car driver, I mean, was just, you know, like the tachometer and I crashed. I was trying to get the POW item. It's like if a real-life sports car driver was just relying too much on revving the car. Oh, hold on a second. All right, we're back. So now you're so like there's times where, you know, it looks like you could get ahead of me. So it's just the thing where it's like, you know, again, just, you know, find out for yourself. Let's see. Nice. See, it's like, yeah, you're getting better. You beat me. But I got no bonus. Oh, so it depends more on, like, you know, the one who gets the most stars wins.
Well, that,
But still, it's promise.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's try Fiji again? Okay. Alright. Anytime.
I can always tell. Oh, there you go.
Yep. Like, took a second for the rings to pop up. Surprised it kind of glitched like that. Flying. Nah, maybe next week. It's kind of sounding like Helga from Hey Arnold, which is like shouting "Come back" at the top of her lungs. Oh no! I don't want to crash in the rock.
Oh no! Oh no!
Take the power item instead. Because yeah, not only does it let you crash through trees, but it also, I guess, it doesn't cause the truck to overheat. All this talk of bonuses just makes me think of Sin Punishment, where like if you get bonus points, you hear that voice that says "Get bonus."
Oh yeah. Oh,
Someday I'll beat Sin Punishment. Or so you say. You were saying? Yeah. Neat. Which, I mean, that's just generally what happens in, like, Excite Truck. It's just the difference is that in the versus mode, you can't do that little speed boost that you can in the single player. In the single player, I don't know about this. It doesn't seem like you can get this in the versus mode. But in the single player, you actually get a star for crashing sometimes. So it'll literally say, nice crash. Yeah. But I guess in the versus mode you don't, because I haven't seen that. So yeah, the good news is you are completing the courses. It's not that your time runs out and it's like, oh no. See? No. You draw better than me.
But we're not talking about driving, we're talking about trucks.
So, do you want to do Finland? I mean, in real life, I mean, not that I would do truck racing, but I've always imagined if I ever go back to Mammoth Lakes up in Northern California, it would be nice to like go in like a off-road capable like SUV, like a Land Rover or Toyota 4Runner or a Lexus GX. Yeah, there is like this one place when hiking, this really tough 4.5 mile hike. It's so tough that there's a sign that says something like only off-road vehicles can drive here. So I wonder if something like a Toyota Land Cruiser could handle it. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah. So yeah, you're catching on.
Oh no, I can't.
So I think this race will probably be the last one we do for today. Yeah, we got to get to going soon. Yep. Yeah, I remember. I think it was the platinum difficulty or whatever it's called. That course in Finland gave me a really hard time. Yeah. And I guess on top of braking, just whoa! I've been thrown. What happened there? What? Yeah. So cool. You got pretty close. That one race, you got first place in. Yeah, it's so cool, like the truck smash. That's definitely not something you can do in Mario Kart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised, still surprised with the amount of drifting. That wasn't really something I did much when I played this game when I was younger. I guess, although there's times where I'm not even using the brake whatsoever. Yeah. Well, I don't get like a lot of the rings either. Like in the previous race, I think there was a part where I missed like all the rings. Yeah, so it's good you're getting, like, catching on to the turbo jumps. Because if you could do the turbo jumps, then you're not gonna, like, overheat as much. Yeah. 3 seconds left. Oh no. Let's see, but alright, so yeah, I think we're gonna end things for today. A bit of a shorter stream, but we gotta get going soon. So yeah, thanks Penny for stopping by. Yep, and it was a lot of fun to get to play this, so we'll be back next week. If you enjoyed the stream, follow us on Twitch. So until next time, this has been Bloodmoon Bobby and Penny. Yep, and thank you all for watching.